Okay, so we are on night 7. Wake up with Vincent next to me. Not that it's surprising or noteworthy, but it's still strange. Sitting up, he makes his ears twitch and his eyes barely open. Clearly he's fully awake. He's more reluctant than I am to get out of bed. Take the initiative and go take a shower. Step into the warm water and let it rinse the oils and dirt from my skin. Oh, Gruff is doing better. He seemed fine last night, but you could never tell with allergies. Still was shocked that Cody did what he did. For that reason, he did it for. After they all really not afraid of the library? There's something larger than fear. They fear? What is stopping them from attacking us? Certainly a lot of issues sewn deep into the social fabric in this place. Threads of ill will and vengeance. Stitchings of self-preservation and entrapment. It's no wonder so many are looking for a scapegoat. I wonder if being a human isn't that also then powerful, but that it's easier to blame your misfortune on someone else. If humans have been this town before, then that must mean that they have some history with Blackgate. Looking at what's around in the architecture, I don't believe it's coincidence. Everything looks so human. If this place truly was devoid of human influences, then it'd be a much stranger place. Speaking of not human, I hear Vincent knock on the door to hurry me along. I fill out the shower and get ready. Once I'm dressed and I head to the library proper. For once, my morning isn't filled with rude quips and shady remarks. Instead, it seems tonight is going to be filled with innuendos. I see Alan waiting at the table looking at a picture book. What are you doing here? Things have gone from bad to worse. Hopefully you can make it better. You Gruff alright? Yeah, I checked up on him this morning. Played doctor, but I'd rather play patient or nurse. He's doing better. Then what's the problem? I tried calling Helly to tell her that we ought to get some fixed at home, but she didn't pick up. Went to her place and she's missing. Her plants are all tore up. Looks like someone wanted her to cut her bush. Is that it? Nah. Her downstairs neighbor is dead. All of his blood seems to be gone. Now I'm jumping to no conclusions, but we only got one vampire in this whole town. Pretty obvious where we should look. There's a vampire? What should we do? I think the case is already being investigated. Oh. Vincent butts into the conversation. By who? By whom? And it's pretty clear that Alan will work the case. We have too many things going on and we could use the help, so go and find your bouncer. I decided to be a librarian. This book's boring, except for maybe this one. He points to a book named Strong Tiger, some sort of perverse comic. What else are you doing tonight? The bar is closed. I take it. Yeah, well it is. It's your business, so you should go look for your employee. Can I get a little hand, you know? Like a reach around? This isn't a scratch your back, you scratch mine type of deal. You either do it, or no one does it. I wouldn't want scratching my back with your nails anyway. Fine. No wonder everyone thinks you're a stuck-up, useless stray. With a horrible grin across his face, Vincent responds. You rub into trouble, but like he wanted it to... Oh. Once you're done harassing Crane, let him know if he'll actually killed anyone, okay? I rolls his eyes and leaves. He's just looking for help. To find the killer or his friend. So, why are you so mean to him? I mean to everyone. Certainly not true. He throws his arms up in the air in exasperation. First thing. We're going here first thing tonight. I don't get along with cowards like him. If you know just how he treats his friends, it's only because it's self-serving. He only needs you so much as it makes him happy. He's probably worried about Helly because she has the keys to the bar so he can go drink. When you really need him, when things really go bad, you can tell who your friends are and what their true colors are. When I was screaming for help for him to help me, he turned a deaf ear. His friends were being butchered right there and there. Right there and... Oh, right there, okay. He points to the other side of the room and then where I'm standing. He did nothing but ignore them. If he had helped me, we could have stopped it all. I relied on him too much. Never again. Vincent thumps off and I see Llama and Kit just around the corner. So he has his reasons. They were listening in on the conversation. Vincent comes storming back for the pile of books, the ones I saw last night on his desk. Put those away. Kit comes up to me. Mr. Vincent, get like that when Mr. Allen comes. Kit help. He takes half the books like it was nothing. Thanks. I start putting them away. I let my mind focus on the numbers and sections that each book needs to go to. It is just my organizational tendencies in just the right way. It's common to do. I head back to the front desk and I see Vincent a little bit downtrodden. You okay? I wasn't yelling at you earlier. You were right that I do treat him worse. It's just that meow if meow meow rar and his tick. What? What? No, for real, what? You're meowing like a cat. Kid comes to the front with Llama. It's gone. What's going on? We all look at each other in confusion, then I see the fear fill Vincent's eyes. His eyes are wide, his mouth agape. He yells and stretches his arms out at me. Feels like everything is in slow motion as I see Llama's legs start to bounce with no energy, and Kid starts running, trudging his way to the basement. Vincent's words never reach my ears. An explosion goes off as the front door splinters. Most of the walls come with it. Creates a slow motion dust cloud of fire, smoke, wood, concrete, and force. I am blown back and time returns to normal. I'm on my back and instincts start to kick in. Start to crawl to safety, then I hear the loud bang of gunshots. Plaster on the wall where I was standing falls apart as it is riddled with bullets. I crawl faster. I make it to the end of the desk and I see a force of masked monsters armed to the teeth. Molotov was thrown behind the desk and flames spit out and stick to any surface it can get. I get up and run to and through the tall bookshelves. I see Kit run into the basement and one of those masked creatures rounds the corner, throws his weapon at him, and then a flash of light knocks him off balance and against the wall. Llama knocks the assailant out and Kit keeps running. I go to follow him to get to the passageway in his room. The bookshelf begins to domino over on me. I have to duck down as books pummel my back and head. I'm almost crushed, but there's enough room for me to crawl out. Just as I get out, the masked figure sees me down the aisle. He points and yells something. I can't understand it, but I see his arm snap and his face spins around like a reenactment of The Exorcist. He crumbles dead from the invisible force. Vincent. I get up and start running. I make it downstairs to the dark basement, and we're at the second entrance to the basement, and I see flashlights coming down. More of them. I see Kit open the door to his room. Soft glow outlines him. I hear and see flashlights point towards him. Thankfully, there are several shelves in the way that won't stop their gunfire. They start shooting through the books at him. Kit makes it into the room, and he turns around, and I think he sees me in the dark. Of course he sees me. That's why he hasn't shut the door yet. Mr. Charlie. More gunfire goes off, pinging against the metal door. Kit starts to glow. This is the first time I've seen him really glow. His mouth starts to light up and looks like he is going to throw up. His body retches and prepares. He turns from the doorframe and belches forth a beam. It lights up in the entire basement and I have to shield my eyes. The beam cuts through all the bookshelves, floors, walls, and monsters. I hear them scream and roar death heels as they are burnt apart. Then an explosion that goes off and causes all the books to fall in unison. Kid shuts his mouth and swallows the light back into his belly. He yells at me. Come. Come. Fire gives light and I step on books as I run my way to the room. Making a sound, Kid shuts the door. I'm out of breath and probably in shock. Focus. What about Longma and Vincent? Mr. Charlie okay? Mr. Charlie bleed? I notice I'm bruised and bleeding but not really hurt. He starts to lock all the latches and locks. The dozen upon dozen of locks. Wait, what about Vincent and Longma? Kid and Mr. Charlie must live. Mr. Vincent gives order to take passage. No time. Kid pushes open the hidden door and starts to crawl his way through. I stand there and hear more gunfire, explosion, lightning, and alien sounds that are muffled through the metal door. Mr. Charlie, hurry. There's a loud thud against the door and I turn to the secret passage and enter. I shut the door behind me and we move toward a dark hallway. I have to be careful not to hit my head at times. Kit crawls in front of me, but he moves very quick. At this I can hear the sounds and fire of all kinds. I try my best to ignore it and keep going. It's like a good 5 or 6 minutes before Kit pushes open another door. Light is a godsend and we exit the passage into a hotel room. Well, it's like a modern hotel and it does look like a derelict town. Kit shuts the passage behind me and the seam of the door blends away perfectly. Weapon and aid. Kit points at the desk. The fire poker and my cell phone. I rush up to them and grab them both. The Pokemonster comes up to me and puts a towel on my thigh. There's a long scratch on my leg, cutting into my pants. Where are we? Are we safe here? Kit not know. Kit never think far after Mr. Deck's basement. Deck's basement? I tie the towel around my leg and look around the room again. There's a bookshelf with all sorts of books. They don't look like anything I've seen before in the library. There are symbols on most of the bindings. One of them is tilted out. Go to reach for it and there's a knock at the hidden passageway door. It starts to open and I raise the fire poker. Kit starts to blow one again. Pushes open and Vincent falls out. His face is bloody and he's clutching his arm as he crawls out. I can't see the words. Speech is becoming less and less noticeable. I understand the meowing, but it's just incomprehensible. What? Nah. Mr. Vincent. Hold on. I help Vincent up and I can't understand him as he yells in a language I've never heard before. We grab another towel and stop his bleeding. Points at a book and at a pen. Cat draws a picture of a cat face and a human face. He makes sound waves come out of the cat's mouth and vice versa. Yes, we know we can't understand each other. He draws a symbol in a circle. Magic rune. He crosses it out, and then crosses out the sound waves from the cat face and the human face to each other. So we can't understand each other anymore. The magic spell used all sound to understand what's broke. I get that now, but I can't understand you. Kit can understand Mr. Charlie too. You know have talk spell. They know to cast talk spell on you for interview talk. No, nothing was cast on me. Kit know have talk spell too. Kit learned Blackgate language when baby. Mr. Charlie know Blackgate language and speak it perfect. How you know Blackgate language perfect? This is English. This called English? You speak English on human home? Yes. No wonder you speak everything so strangely. It all makes sense. No. Kit and I look at Vincent and he throws up an arm in defeat. So who else knows this language? Kit not know. Maybe those who grew up in Blackgate like Kit. I know it. We all jump and turn around to see Vec. Vincent pulls my raised hand down. Raised arm down. I didn't realize I had the fire poker held over my head. Mr. Vec, what go on? I see you all made it. Well, not quite all of you. Town's lost its language spell. Library is on fire and falling apart. Town Hall is currently under attack, but is being held off by Andreas' regiment. Are we safe? No. Vec doesn't really look at me when he talks. It's like he's looking past me. Feels weird. I'll find this place eventually. I was asked by Mayor Andreas to tell you to get to Town Hall. Maybe your safest option at this time. Where's Longman? I don't know. He may still be fighting, or dead, or captured. Shouldn't concern you little. Isn't there a fire squad to put out the fire in the library? They rebelled, so no. How do we get to Town Hall? You walk. Seems like a simple answer to a very complex question. Then I think of all the other possibilities I can't help but wonder something. How do you know English? Full of questions. This is the English. This is the language of Andreas. Or speaking something older that you may think. The real question is, how do you know this language? not what English is. With that, I'll be going. I have checks to hand out. What? How can Mr. Beck do job? If we stop doing our jobs when things are at its worst, then everything will fall apart. You have a job to do as ordered by the mayor. I will not say you should or should not do it, but this town needs you to. Beck points at Kit and I. Mr. starts coughing. I go to help him as Beck walks up the steps and out of his basement. Vincent takes out a pen and paper and hands it to me. I draw the three of us in town hall and the dotted line arrows to it. Cat nods and draws marksmen on the path of weapons. He draws them shooting at me and Kit. Kit, no read. Well, right. He says that those masked men are in the way. They'll kill us if we go. Then he draws himself in the way of the bullets with a shield on his chest. Vincent draws a door under the town hall and then colors it in black. He circles that and then makes a dotted line from us to that door. He drew a door and colored it black. He wants us to go there. Mr. Vincent, me, Blackgate. We're going to the Blackgate? Blackgate is the safest place in town. All hype or fight, die down. I don't know how the three of us are going to get there. Isn't it pretty far? Vincent is already wounded. The link hatch that leads outside opens up again. I hear a familiar voice grunt down at us. We're all in here? Gruff? Yes, it is me. It looks like reinforcements have arrived. All we're missing now is Alan. I wonder where he is. Probably somewhere self-serving himself, most likely. Glad you're safe. You as well. Vincent is hurt. That and he can't talk or understand us. I explain what happened at the library and about the language spell. Ruff just nods to each point, and I make. As you say, those who were born here or learned it traditionally can speak this language. I was born here and grew up with it. Now I forgot about the spell. It all becomes second nature and feels natural. As natural as it can be. But it doesn't sound fluid in it, sometimes sounds robotic in the delivery of certain words. Kids have strange speech patterns. I sound normal though. Or do I? Vincent draws once more on a piece of paper. You know the dog with like a face in a bottle. Alan. We should go rescue Alan. Where would Mr. Allen be? Of all places he could be at this time. Like this will be at the bar. Then we should probably hurry and find him. If he's still alive. There's the basin with a destination of mine. That went from bad to worse to insane. Can it really get much worse? At least reality itself hasn't completely ripped apart yet. I follow the heels of the three of them as we stalk through the treacherous streets. I look up at the windows and the creatures watching us. Malibon is palpable. Maybe the scent of gunpowder and the burning flesh that mixes together to make everything feel fogged with violent intent. I look up at these same eyes that will watch me every night from high above. They watch me walk to and fro from behind shades and shutters or as silhouettes against the curtains. Now they're holding knives, guns, and other tools. We hear the pattern of group running through the alleys. Allied to enemies? I don't know. The crackle of gunfire makes me lurch. Misty goes invisible, and I can see his phantom feet splashing the puddles far ahead of us. He crosses the street and becomes invisible, and this is for us to follow. We continue this quiet dance through the damp streets and we finally reach the bar. Surprised with how stealthy Kit is for being such a large creature. Misty goes invisible once more and pulls open the door like a ghost. We wait a moment and we hear a bark. Hopefully I grumble with a bit of dexterity to the noises. Vincent appears in the doorway and lets us pass. Allowing us alone in the dark and empty bar, with nearly a dozen empty bottles littering the table and floor around them. Obviously he doesn't know the language. Not surprising. No idea what he's saying. The only ones that can speak English. Ruff shrugs. Alan looks extremely puzzled. His head tilts to the side and then back forward to the other side. His inquisitive stare says all the words he can't speak. Well, he's drunk. Hey, I can understand those words. Spell's wearing off. What spell? I guess this is good timing. I can understand you again. Likewise. Alan, we need to get to town hall. Are you drunk? I'm quite sober. Do I not wait here where it's safe? And let this whole thing blow itself. I can't wait. They're looking for us. He points at the group. You count me out for once. I need your help. Alan looks up, reading the label on the bottle, and stares into Vincent's eyes. You got a black eye. You're not gonna help? What good will I do? I'm just a drunk and I'll get in the way, so I'll stay here and be safe. Charlie needs to get there. The human? It's the human's fault the last time, just like it is this time. I don't know if you're too drunk or too stupid to understand, but Charlie needs to get there to be safe with Kid. He's safe here. As soon as he finishes the sentence, gunfire rips through the glass window. I'm thrown to the ground as Gruff lays on top of me. I see Vincent crawl on the floor towards Kit. Alan is still sitting at the table, drinking the last bit of liquid from the bottle. Gunfire stops and someone yells out to us. Come on out, human. Alan hops off of the chair and starts to head towards the door. I'll handle this. Gruff blocks Alan's path with his arm. No, I will deal with them. This is my bar. This is my duty. As soon as Gruff opens the door, the crackle of gunfire pops my ears. All floor again, see the big boar calmly walk right into the fire from my hiding spot. Charlie barely reacts to the bullets. He takes out his pistol and meanders into the waiting mob. Watch Gruff slow aim with the precision like a Terminator. Both figures start to run away, but they cannot outrun Gruff's bullets. Snap after crack of gunshots rain out from the pistol and fill several escaping monsters. Bodies fall dead in the most unnatural fashion. And as quickly as it all started, it's all over. Gruff comes back inside. There are more holes in his clothing and more stains of blood. See Gruff's cheek hanging off to his face and his bare bone and teeth wink from the wound. Your face is still bleeding. Presses the flapping slab of tissue back on his face. Like mutant superpower, it heals back so quickly that the blood looks fresher than the wounds. Show off. Alan tosses the rag to Gruff. He wipes his wet blood from his body. The rag is soaked, but at least he looks like less of a monster than he is. I advise that we leave for Town Hall before you return with more firepower. Brilliant idea. Will you come with us? Alan looks at the destroyed liquor bottles lining the wall behind the bar. Well, no reason to stay here, so why not? Vincent runs out first to make sure the coast is clear, and we all leave the broken bar behind. Where my shoes crunch over broken glass and kick shell casings. I see a dead creature on the side of the road like some dead animal. Reminds me of seeing a large roadkill. Is that wrong? Fools. For a moment, Alan sounds like Vincent. Judgment glazes over his intoxicated, bloodshot eyes. Our eyes meet for just a moment before he looks down at his feet, shakes his head. Is it disappointment? Hurry. Vincent snaps at us. The worry in his voice reminds me the situation isn't over. We chase after him into an alleyway. Which way to Town Hall? You don't know? Fellow's only been here for a few nights. It is that way. Gruff points, not that I really know which direction he's pointing at. His words are muted by the rain of gunshots, screams, and chants echoing through the town. As long as we stick to the alleys, we'll be fine. Kid, what do you see up ahead? Fire. I follow the four of them through the town. Carnage besets surround us, intensified as we get closer and closer to our goal. Truly overwhelming at this point. Keep on focus on what's ahead and let my mind forget what's behind. The usual screams and noises of various creatures in distress. Smell of smoke and chemicals burn my nose. Watch Gruff move with purpose and mimic him as best as I can. I think I saw another dead body laying in the street. I don't let it haunt me and I quickly brushed past the sight. If I remember correctly, ambulance drivers and first responders have an equal, if not more, chance of suffering from PTSD than those in military service. I can see that. Why am I thinking about this now? Kit stops us before we cross another street. A group of purple hooded figures with mass-produced lawn torches march down the road toward a lone house with a small yard out front. Group drags out a snake-like figure and starts to beat it. It hisses in pain like a scared cat. When it stops them, Gruff takes the opportunity to rush across the street. We follow and make it one street closer to Town Hall. Just as we exit another alley, I can see the town hall hiding behind smoke and fire. Molotov streaks across the air and splashes against the steps of the large building. While the stairs are barriers to the demons with weapons. Chanting and marching around the bottom are the mob. The riot shoots and throws various objects at the defense. The stairs themselves are no man's land, except for a few crumpled figures and withering fires. I guess walking right up to the front door is out of the question. Stick away in your black without. It's around the side of the building over there. He points quite close to the angry riot. That is too dangerous. We will have to cross to the open, and Kit and Charlie will be vulnerable. Do we have a better idea? Kit does not. I always have one. Alan, give me a drink. This is gonna be the best idea you ever had. Alan handed Vince an extra large glass. Orange Cat twists the top off and then goes invisible. Glass floats in the air away from us and on the open street. It flips upside down and the contents pour a line down the street. Wait, no. This is the worst idea you ever had. With the glass empty and floating at the other side of the street, a match of fire appears next to it and lights a line of liquor ablaze. The fire itself is short, but the smoke is more than enough to hide us from the riot. We rush across the street with only a few of the mob noticing us. The side of the town hall is more like a fortress than I realized. We come to a lone door in the side of the building. It's painted a strange green color. Grayish green that I think I've seen before, and I don't quite remember. I reach out and try to open it. The door is locked and I can't even turn the door knob. I look back to the three of them. It's not opening. Any ideas? Let me try. Alan stumbles his way to the door, looks at the handle and then leans back. Wait, shit, and then he kicks at the door with all his might. His aim is healed to connect with the handle, and with a loud clang the door swings open. See the metal bits of the door frame and locking mechanism fall to the floor. You owe me a new bottle after this. We sink into the dark room, shut the door behind us and I turn on the lights. And there are dozens of carts in all perfect line and eerily organized. Everything is oversized and it feels alien. Alan pushes one of them out of the way and the wheels squeak. Other than of the car room is a door. Shiny metal door. A shiny metal elevator door. I walk up to the only button and press it. Then the glow of the press button waits with us as the hum of the mechanisms whirl to life. With a ding, the shiny elevator doors open up and we all pile in and press the only other option. The other button on the elevator. What is this? It's an elevator. I had no idea there was something like this here. Seeing any evidence of one being here. What's an elevator like? Doors close behind us. Alan braces himself on the walls. Well, metal cave jumps as it lowers us. We reach the only other floor we could go to. The doors open with a hearty ding. Bring bright fluorescent lights flood my eyes and I squint. It's much too bright. This where all the power goes. The shit stop before us seems more modern and mundane than I was expecting. White hallway with clean tile floors. Various intersections branch off at a sharp right angles. This is strange. The very end of this long, almost holy hallway is a set of metal doors. They wait, plain and unamusing. I can't help but feel something's wrong. Kid walks his way down the hall toward these simple doors. I follow and look down at each branching intersection. I see freezer doors littered down each new stretching hall. Big heavy metal things with handles and latches. The side path turns into a mazes with countless freezer doors with placards next to them. I stare and try to process. Why are there freezer doors? What's inside of all these rooms? What do the placards say? Our plans are cut short when we reach another door. Walk through and see what this town is about. Walk into a huge, perfectly cube room. The gray room makes it feel like I walk into a black and white movie. At the end of the cube is an mystical reason this place exists. The back is a large arched mass atop a set of stairs. Like a science fiction wormhole of some kind is there, and it isn't there. It's so dark that it seems empty but still has form. Looks liquid, but it's definitely like a giant slab of rock. Looks to lead somewhere and nowhere at the same time. My brain has a hard time processing what it truly is. Yet its simplicity and mathematic form feels as though nature itself created it. Looks like a black hole. That must be it. was smaller than I thought it would be. We win. You don't just win like that. Still have to go through. Kid already went through. I hope. Already been through. Alan cuts them off. What you mean? I thought that if we controlled this thing, that we would be powerful. That's stupid. If all you had to do was be able in the same room as it, then there wouldn't have been any need for this. Plus, I know there's another side. Kit told me that there's another room, another place on the other side. It would not make much of a gate if it did not have anything on the other side. We just knock 3 times and it opens up. 3 of them look at Kit. Do you know how to use this? Mr. Kit already walked through gate. Just big puddle with still sand. Lead the way. Guess we have little choice. Kid walks up to the gate and inspects it closer. Walk up beside him. Something that I did not notice before were the fractal patterns of it going close to infinity. I had a microscope constantly changing the designs to be more interesting. I leaned close to see an anomaly in the perfect structure. Out of darkness, almost too dark to even see, I see something familiar. I see my cell phone and it falls out of the portal. Bounces down a few stairs and lays broken. Following behind is a metal fire poker. Flames off the ground, leaving a smudge of blood. I stand in bewilderment. Aren't those yours? Yeah. I pick them up and inspect them. Either perfect replicas or something else. Kid reaches down and pushes his hand through the membrane surface. I do the same, reach out and touch the dark. No force field or wall stops us as our hand plunges into the dark bell. When we're halfway through, Gruff grabs my shoulder. Did it feel alright? Yep. Does it feel like anything? Pull our arm back out and it's perfectly fine. You all ready? Look at the trail of bodies behind me. Alan sucks in a big gulp of air and holds his nose closed. Take it as my cue and take my first big step in. Okay, rolling downwards in the dark, splash 12 high. Wastewater. From outside me, I hear Gruff scream out. Charlie? Kid? It's alright. Much darker than I would imagine. Yeah. I think that said I'll save it right here. And watch the main menu. Because now we're reading. Yeah. So, this is Blackgate. I don't remember which part I'm at, but as of right now, we officially reached the gate, the Blackgate gate itself. So I'll leave it here for the next one. So if y'all, of course, enjoyed this video, you know, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I will see y'all very soon in the next part of the Librarian route of Blackgate.